There's a gap in our language. I often notice culture suggests that my interest in this kind of thing is an autistic trait, but I try not to insult the intelligence of those who aren't autistic. Everyone ought to notice this. When you're asked something like, do you want to go out? The questioner expects a binary yes or no answer. Either you want to go out or you don't want to go out, which is read as if it's identical to wanting to not go out. But your status about whether you wanted to go out could have been a third option. Indifference. Non-want, which isn't the same as anti-want. And in this case, the literal way to answer the question, do you want to go out, asking whether that's a want you have, the answer would be no. But it doesn't mean you want not to, doesn't mean you want to stay home. There's also a taboo on rejecting this question, which can be asked as a euphemism for, I want to go out, please join me. Part of the problem is how a synonym of desire has become so core to language. Desire is a very common trait or experience for most of you, and it's inherent to communication that we say what we want to, but the concept of want is overloaded by this consideration. I don't have wants all that much, at least compared to how often this syntax comes up. If I actively wanted something, optimally I'd sate it or state it myself, no need to be asked. If that's not the case, then it's not a want. It might be something I'm open to, maybe the novel mention could even trigger the want, but I disdain this blip in literacy conflating openness with desire and indifference with disdain. There's a less popular but much better way to phrase these questions. Would you like to go out? You can still trip down the road to Abilene this way, but the words in the question make sense for what it intends to ask. Maybe I've picked a harsh example because going out is awful, but you get the gist. If you don't get the gist, rewatch it until you do. Jump to this time code. Another version is, do you like disco music? Someone who says yes might mean they're a total disco stew. They're slightly interested, or maybe that they kind of respect it, which isn't really the same thing as liking something, but they're just affable enough that their neutral outlook is phrased as a positive. Someone saying no might mean that annoys the hell out of them, it's not their bag, they've never heard any, or even the same respect thing as before, but they would only claim to like something if they felt more engaged with it. But even if their outlook is neutral, it'll come across as a dislike because of the stupid way we handle this aspect of language. I kind of slowly manage to communicate the way humans expect to some extent, but it's a compromise to my ethics and self-understanding when I believe we can do better if we worked on it. I recognize that in standard English, I don't want means I specifically want not, even when that's not what the string of words means. I recognize that no, I don't like the Marvel Cinematic Universe comes across as synonymous to I dislike the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I can answer other ways like I've not experienced it or I have no interest in it, but people would still interpret that one as hostility. I've made a video on a similar topic when we're asked to provide a negative in reasoning. That's definitively a widespread cultural fallacy. This one is halfway between a flaw and a curio. It's just interesting how a language so developed can have such basic structural flaws. Here's something I've expressed a few times. I think the way we parse language has a detrimental bias away from blankness, non-information, apathy, disinterest. As our communication is biased toward positivity, we quickly conflate these zero values with negative values, when they ought to be our epistemological default. We think non-want is the same as inverse want. We make assumptions and then need to define when information strays from these assumptions, even when it's simply via the information not being present. Binary yes-no thinking ignores the distinction between a no of absence and a no of detractive information. Me posting about this isn't going to fix it, but language refusing to understand these intricacies isn't going to fix me. Do you want to go out? I don't, so can do.